Okay, again, chapter 1 until chapter 4 actually is quite boring and lots of theory. But I will just mention those important points lah. Those that you can read from my slides, then you read. Okay, so what we're going to cover for chapter 1, we're going to understand what is the definition of project management, what mean by project success, what mean by project failure, and then something about IP, what is intellectual properties. Okay. So projects, they have all these components, like your FYP projects, what I mean by final year projects. So projects will always have this objective. Like your projects for water bottle, rocket also same, right? So we must have objective. This one you design your own objective. Objective is how you achieve the things. The statement of objective, how you achieve the things. Okay. In this module, you are free to use ChatGPT. Okay. But don't just copy and paste lah. You need to ask. You can use the tools, but be intelligent, more intelligent than ChatGPT. You need to rephrase it. Okay. So objective, they have a date. There is a funding, there are resources, and multifunctional. Okay. So I give you a cheat code for this module as long as you understand this one. You understand this triangular, you should be able to answer most of the question for this module from chapter 1 and then chapter 8. First one is time. Time, cost, and customer requirement or specification. So this triangular, every time you answer question, you think about these three things. Okay. This will tell you what is project success. These are the keywords: time, cost, customer requirement, or specification. Okay, it's a triangular of success definition. So again, for this module, you need to use the correct keyword when answering the question. You beating around the bush, you won't get marks on. You write one long paragraph, but there's no keyword inside there. There's no related information inside the paragraph. Also no use on. Okay. Okay, so you need to, okay, what is project? You have objective. Dates is the time. Funding is money, right? It's a cost. Resources also one of your costs. And they have a multifunctional. They have lots of operation that covers. Okay, so you can download these PM books guides in the Canvas. Important, it will be one part of your reference book or your exam revision material. Go and read. Okay. Okay. Because we don't have time to go through every lines in this one, so go and flip through when you're free lah. Okay. So just now we talked about project. If you add the word management behind the projects, it means you apply what you learn to achieve the project definition. Okay. Project means something. Project management means something. Project management is application of knowledge, skill, tools to achieve project requirement. Okay. So these are the things lah. These are the things. There are 5 process group. 5 process group according to this guide is important. The question for this module will be very, very specific. If the question mention 5 process group or process group, it means these answers. We are looking for these 5 answers. First, initialization, project planning. There are few elaboration that you can write here lah. So there are 5 steps: initialization, planning, execution. You means you do it. Once you start the things, you start doing it. You need to monitor and control. After that, you close the project. These are the 5 process group. So if the question asks you, explain 5 process group in project management according to PMI PM book guides. It means it's looking for these 2 slides answer. Okay. For this module, do not answer in point form. You need to elaborate in paragraph. Okay. You can write in first point. First, you can write 1 project initialization. Then you explain what is project initialization. Okay, by using all these points lah. Okay, so you select based on resources, then you elaborate lor. Elaborate based what is resources. Resources including the employee, your machine, your money, your budget, your capital, all these things. Okay, benefit of the project. Now here benefit is you need to think not as an engineer anymore. You need to think as the owner of the business or project manager. Benefit here is S11. Profit. Okay. Benefit of the project means something good to the company so that the business can grow. Okay. You need to prepare documents for sanction of the project. This one is for the bidding process. For example, construction, you need to bid for that project. Okay, then you assign project manager. So this is the stage initialization that involve the process involved in the project initialization. You need to mention these few keywords if the question asks you process group. The question can be very specific just to ask you maybe 3 out of 5. The question can be very direct. You say, okay, in project management, there are 5 process groups. Project initialization, project planning, project execution, right? Project monitoring, control, and project closer. Have a detailed explanation for project execution, project and project monitoring control. 10 marks. Means it asks you to focus on this one. You transform these 3 points into 1 paragraph. Transform this 4 points into 1 paragraph. Means this 5 marks, 5 marks, 10 marks. Yeah, so don't give me point. You need to elaborate based on the understanding and then give example. So how do you write the sentence? First, you ask the first question, what is this process? What are the action that you need to do? Okay, what are the tools that you use or that you can use? Okay, so these are the process lah. Okay, the rest you read. The rest you read. Quite straightforward. Important is these 5 process. Okay, project management, initialization, planning, execution, monitoring, control, and project closer. This one is the process that you need to consider when you write your report and also doing your water rocket projects. Okay, so these are the part of the, this is the model of project management. Okay, so when you start, what do? You analyze everything. What you planning, then they become the Gantt chart, everything come out already, resources, all these things. Okay, execution, this one become a role as a responsibilities of your team member. Who do what. Of course, during the project, all member will involve lah. But in the document, you need to tabulate it, or you need to write out what member A do, what member B do, what is his role. Who is the project leader? Who is the technical guy? Who do the testing? Okay. Even you have 3, they must be 3 member. Must be 1 who is become the project leader or project manager. Okay. Okay. So these are the 5. Okay. Next one is successful project management. What I mean by project success management? Okay. So these are the things. These are the 3. Again, it evolves around the triangular: time, cost, and specification. So it achieved the objective, time and cost, used the resources effectively, and accepted by the customers. Okay, you need to meet these three definitions. Okay, so if this kind of question come out, if you only write the first one, then you only score marks for this one. For example, this one got 3 points. Maybe it's a 5 marks question. So this one is 2 mark, 2 mark, maybe 1 mark. So if only write this one, then only score 2 marks. Yeah, so this module is a lots of theory. You need to write the keyword there that I highlight with the yellow color. Okay. All right. So these are the key that you need to write in your answer. If the question asks you what mean by successful project management, I need to write all these points. Okay. Okay, potential benefit, this one you can read. All right. This module like to ask what is the advantages, what is the disadvantages, what is the benefit, what is the cost, or what is the disadvantages of a certain things. So this, I won't read every lines for you. You go and read. Explanation on what is trade-off, what is all these things is inside the PM book, handbook. Go and study a bit. Okay. Okay, so normally, if the question asks you advantages, the advantages, expect you need to memorize 3 or 4 benefit, 3 or 4 disadvantages or something like that. 3 or 4 3 or 4. But during the test 1, test 2, or final exam, I will still give you the scope that you need to study. But you need to roughly know what is the expected number of answer that we expect from you. Okay. So this one you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Normally is 50% from the standard answer. Maybe here got 8, you need to memorize 4. Then change them into sentence, into paragraph. Don't give me point form, you elaborate a bit. Okay. Okay. Now again, how you elaborate. First, always, what is this? You explain what is that. What are the tools that you use, or who in charge of that? What is the benefit, or what is, if you use this tool, then what? For example, this trade-off analysis, what is the advantages of doing this one? What's problem you can solve if you do this one? Okay. Okay. Okay, so these are the factor constraint on achieving a project success. So these are the things. These are the constraint, complexity, risk, technology, and pricing. Okay, so this one you read. Okay, so this is important. It's called gap, organization gap. There are 3 types of gap. What I mean by gap means communication breakdown. Means information cannot pass through. Right? The first type is management gap. Means from level to level. So means if this question come out, it asks you to explain organization chart. You draw this one. Then you explain what is management gap in 1 paragraph. You explain what is functional gap. Then you explain 1 operational island. 1 paragraph, 1 paragraph, 1 paragraph. It can be 2 line, 2 line, 1 line answer, right? So management gap is on level, means corporate ladder. So like, for example, operation, labels, the information are kept here. For example, 1 screw drop off, or during the screw of manufacturing, one of the screw torrent is out. So this one, if they kept at the operation, they don't tell They don't tell the supervisor. Then they do the packaging and ship up. So the information do not pass up to supervisor stage. Okay, then do up middle management, then top management. Okay, top management is doing policies. They are double dot here. They're double dot here. So with the question asked you organization chart, please copy exactly the same like here. There's a double dot here. Top management double dot policy means top management, they make policy, but the policy do not pass down to, cannot implement on the second level. Middle management, what they do planning. Means the information of planning do not pass down to scheduling, or the planning do not pass up to the policies. Okay, supervisor, what they do scheduling. Then labels, they do operation. Okay, so the gap here is between the level, the vertical level of the organization. This measure of management gap. Then here, the second kind of gap is called functional gap. Now for this module, we will have this word, functional. Functional. So what mean by functional? If you draw organization chart, for example, so this one normally is the CEO or the shareholder, the sponsors. In this case, you have three characters throughout this module. The first one is called sponsors or customers. Customer is outside one. You got external and internal. So internal one, the one that make the final decision is called sponsor. Right? Or the position is called CEO, general managers, and all this. Then you come into project manager here. PM, this person is very special person. This person is selected from the body here, and then he is the candidate to be promoted to the executive level. So this is a executive level. The general manager, all these things. So general managers, this level, or the manager's level. Okay, manager level, you have finance, you have engineering, and so on. This one is called functional unit. Functional units means it based on specialties. You're expert. Like finance, focus on finance. Production, focus on production. Engineering, R&D, based on R&D. Okay, we call it functional unit as a general. Okay, then this one, the bottom one is the one who do it. This one is just mention this one, maybe it's the employees and so on. Okay, so what I want to highlight a few character in this module from chapter 1 to chapter 8. You will see customers, you will see sponsors, you will see project manager. Most of the question will ask you here, what does the project manager do if this functional unit and the employees below here, operator here, makes conflicts with you? What do you do? Okay, this is the project management focus on. Okay, so if you see the word functional, it means is go to the specialist in the organization. It can be finance, it can be production, it can be engineering. So these are the character you need to know when you answer question. Sometimes the question will give you hints on. If the question asks you how you communicate If you mention general manager, you talk to the general manager, you talk to the production manager, and you do not mention functional unit, no marks one. For this module, functional unit means this level. Okay. So functional gaps means finance do not talk to production, production do not talk to R&D, and they keep their information to their own self. This is based on department, means the department do not share their information to another department. Okay, the management gap is means on level. The operator do not share problem that they face to the supervisor. Maybe there's a oil leakage in the machine, but the operator do not tell to their supervisor. Then the machine slow down, the assembly line slow down, then production slow down, then number of process slow down, your sales drop. So the management also don't know what actually happened. Why sales drop? Because your output is dropping. So these are the things based on level. The worst case is this one. Operation island means this one plus this one. Management gap plus functional gap. These two same time happen. It become operation islands. Okay. How do you explain this chart? If the question asks you organization chart, you explain what is you draw this one. Normally 10 marks. 10 marks. This one will be 6 marks already. One question is 25 marks. So if the question asks you organization chart, get 10 marks, diagram already 6 marks. It depends on the complexity of the diagram. For example, this one. This one you see 3 things. Each one 2 marks, 2 marks, 2 marks, 6 marks. Then another 4 marks is explanation of what is this, and how to form this one, or what is this. Okay. Of course, you don't need to color all these things as long as you show the shape, you memorize what is all this level, then can already. Yeah. So this is how you score for this module. Okay. The rest explanation you read Important is you seen before what is management gap. So explanation is inside the slides. I won't go deep. I already explained already. Okay, so project management responsibilities. Again, we start to mention PM already. Well, if I write PM means project manager. PM responsibilities is to make sure communication is done effectively. Your job is to communicate if you are PM. Okay. It will be like the Captain America in the Marvel's movies. Okay. Okay, so the rest, this one you read. Definition, textbook definition, what is project management? Okay, this one you read. Okay. So this one, just now got 5 group project management group, right? Here, 5 function principle. So if the question asks you, what is the classic project management 5 function principle, or 5 function or 5 principle that used for project management? For example, they are the one that you see on the screen here. Planning, organization, staffing, controlling, directing. So don't confuse with the 5 process group just now. Don't confuse. It's very key focus or keyword focus kind of question. If I ask you process, then you answer process. If I ask you principle or ask you function, then you give correct accordingly. Okay, planning, organization, staffing, controlling, directing. Okay, so the latest in the final definition, in the definition that you see in the previous slide, staffing was removed. Staffing was removed from the management definition. Okay. Because why? Project manager does not staff the project. You see the organization chart? PM do not have staff. He don't have staff, but he managed the projects. He's like the coordinator. Yeah. So the question will be tricky here. Every time you ask you, what you have a problems about on this layer, functional units, then you need to solve. If you accidentally use the word staffing for the project, means wrong already. The whole question or whole answer wrong already. Means PM project manager don't have staffing. He don't have any staff belongs to him. The staff belongs to functional unit manager. Yeah, functional unit manager. Means if you want to talk to accountant, the first person you need to go to is to talk with functional unit manager, or another word is the finance manager. You PM, you do not go and directly talk to the operator, or you not talk to the accountant, or you not talk to the engineer. Your job is to communicate with this level of people. You need staff, you need to communicate with this person, functional managers. If you answer, you say you directly communicate with the employees or anything that below this level, wrong answer, wrong direction. Because you are managing project, this functional manager, they are your input. You collect information from them, you do analysis, and then you make recommendation. To who? To the sponsors, to the customers. Yeah. Or another word is called line. You see the line. This one, functional unit also mean line. You see line manager is also mean functional managers. Okay. So use your wording carefully. Or in the question, you will see if there's a problem with line managers, how you solve. Okay. So these are the things that you do lah. Okay, what mean by the term? Means that project success, you look at time, cost, and customer requirement. Time, what mean by short-term and long-term project? It depends on what you refer to. In engineering, it can be 6 months to 2 years. In construction, it can be 3 to 5 years. Long-term, it can be more than 5 years. And usually, you consume full-time resources. What I mean by full-time resources? Meaning is, you know that contract have full-time, part-time contract. Full-time means you hold full responsibilities and you work from 8 hours a day. And you are paid by monthly. That is a definition of full-time staff. Part-time means you are paid by hourly rate. And then you are not, maybe you are paid by days, you are paid by week. And you do not have the same responsibility as a full-time staff. Okay. Okay, so these are the triangular that I write on the whiteboard just now. It's important. So traditional project management is this triangular: time, cost, performance, and the center is the resources. Outside one is depend on your scenario. Outside one is the customers, your relationship with customers. So project management is designed to manage company resources on a given activities, time, cost, and performance. So what does the project management do? Is to manage resources within time, cost, and performance, or technology that you have, or specification you have. Okay. Okay, the rest you read. Okay, another technical word for project management is deliverables, means output. Deliverable means output. So you have hardware, software, interim. interim means is between hardware and software. Huh? So this one you read. You read. Project success, again, is very famous question. Always ask you project success, project failure. So you stay within the time, cost, and performance. So there are 4 points. You draw this triangular. You write resources, you write time, write cost, write performance / technologies, draw a circle, write within good customer relationship, diagram and explanation in 2 line or 1 line. Don't give me dot. So what mean by project success? Project success is the completion of an activity within allocated time period, comma, within project cost, comma, and at the appropriate performance or specification levels while accepted by customers. You construct as 1 paragraph or 2 line, maybe 2 or 3 lines. Okay, important. If there's a diagram, you need to draw diagram. Then use the diagram to explain. These are all. You read. Okay, the rest you read. Wait. Okay, so these are part of the solution, maybe one of the solution of the problems. PM must willing to manage and make adjustment. You can use trade-off method if necessary, such that company main workflow is not altered. What I mean by altered? Means if you manage a project from start date to end date, you want to keep minimum changes to your projects. Later in chapter 5, you will see if you change one of the component, everything will add at the other calculation. It will snowball to your end answer. Okay, the rest you read. This one also you read. Okay. Now, trade-off is a situation where one aspect of the project you need to sacrifice to gain advantages of other aspects. Trade-off means you need to let go. For example, coffee. You are selling coffee. So what are the trade-offs that you need to do if you are the project managers or you are the owners? So if you make coffee, for morning breakfast coffee, you need to sacrifice maybe the quality of the bean because you need to make it fast, deliver fast to the customers. So you need to trade off. Depends on your market, depend on the situation. But if you are the cafe, you want to relax in the relaxed situation on the tourism spot, people chill, then your coffee must taste good. It must able to sustain, like for example, coffee. Your coffee must able to give the aroma, a good aroma during a long period of time, for example. Okay, so you need to trade off. So trade off, it depends on the business and scenario. For example, you coffee again. If you go to the kopitiam, you go to the normal restaurant, you want very fast tapao one, then they will pack your coffee in the plastic bag. It doesn't care, right? It also doesn't care. They just write it with the rubber band and just give it to you. But you want to service a very high demand customers group, you need to do like Starbucks. You need to give a very nice decorated cup that can keep warm of the drinks and all these things. Okay, so it depends. Trade-off is sacrifice you need to do. Again, triple constraint means this triangular: time, cost, and performance. So they are primary and secondary constraint. The one that outside the triangular, The gray area is primary constraint, means you cannot tolerate. For example, time, cost, and scope, they are primary constraint for project management. These are the, okay. So you control your time very strict, you control your cost very strict, you control your scope very strict. And then the middle one is secondary. Secondary, it can be many, it can be resources, it can be reputation, it can be risk, it can be quality, it can be value. The word trade-off here, do not use on the gray color region. If you are triangular like this, you only trade off on secondary constraint. You sacrifice secondary constraint. Okay. The rest you read. Yeah, you see there's a difference between this one and this one. Oh, it's the same. There's one more. Okay. You see there's a difference between the left-hand side and right-hand side. It depends on the scenario. Sometimes you need to change the outside primary constraint into secondary constraint, and you need to move secondary constraint to outside primary constraint. It depends on scenario and the objective of your company. There are two different setup. The left-hand side company and right-hand side company is a different approach already. If your company A on the left,